Welcome back, everybody. We're going to be looking at the Old Family Farm version 2. It's going to be posted on modhub.us. There's been a lot of changes made and a lot of testing done. If you subscribe to the channel and stuff, you can see a lot of that. I get to work really close and personal with Mike at GnG Modding. He lets me test his maps. So this map, the old Jones Dairy Farm, that's so huge. The upcoming map, Springdale Farms, is going to be another big one. There's been a little insider peek on it, so be sure to subscribe, and then you can see all this stuff as it kind of unfolds, and you'll kind of know what's going on. Especially if you like old iron like I do. I'm kind of obsessed with it. Scooter's Workshop, as I mentioned before in a lot of videos, sends me a lot of goodies. We're talking about doing a little special together on the Old Family Farm with Scooter. Me and him's going to be in multiplayer together, and he's going to talk about and demonstrate a lot of his stuff. And so if you like old iron, you're not going to want to miss that. Also got some stuff coming up if everything goes well with Michigan, those that likes the Michigan map. So let's get started.
Partner. Your grandpa left you this farm. It needs a lot of work to get it in shape. Do you have what it takes to do that? Well, hell, let's just find out how good you really are.
So with the original map, I kind of fell in love with the load screen, and literally as soon as I came in and I heard that, I had to back out and then start my recording just to make it known of that right there. And every time you walk up, you're going to hear this.
Welcome, partner. Your grandpa left you this farm. It needs a lot of work to get it in shape. Do you have what it takes to do that? Well, hell, let's...
And that's just cool. This is the Giants house, but it's the no surfboard house. That's kind of my fault. So if anybody wants to get mad about the surfboard being gone, then you can blame me. GnG did several maps, houses. That's actually is kind of a deal because of me saying that there should be surfboards in a house in Montana, or you know, some of these logging maps and stuff like that. I mean, it just doesn't really fit to me. So he just took the surfboard and the sandals out. This house here actually has a picture of the Jones Dairy Farm up on the wall. This is another one of Mike's mods. I had it featured in his housing mods that he did. These are all in-game mods. They just have a sleep trigger along with the beach one. And you can literally place this thing down here anywhere. I haven't tested this one. This one just came up on ModHub. I was going to test it and check it out. It really looks cool. And then I was complaining about, well, forestry needs something. So he got this as well. Like I said, all that's in a video in my playlist. Feel free to check it out. The starting area is still the same. The only difference is that he's working with 1.3 version. I got the Steam version of the game, and it did work for me, but I had to reset my key bindings and stuff. When you first come to the main menu, just go to options, just reset your video and reset all your key bindings and stuff, keyboard layout and all that stuff that you can reset, and then go back after you apply it and then reset it the way that you want as far as video and stuff goes. And then I was able to do normally. I did have to uninstall the 1.3 beta because on the Steam version the terrain editing tool wasn't showing up for me on no map. So it wasn't a map issue, it was a Steam version. As soon as I uninstalled it and opted out, it started showing it again, the terrain editor. If you do want the 1.3 beta, just right click on properties on your game and scroll over to beta and select 1.3, and then it will automatically install. If you don't like it, just opt out, same method, and it will uninstall and go back to the original version. But all his stuff that he is working with is in 1.3 beta, so he is getting ready to kind of transfer over and everything. The lands that you start with is still this land right here. It's around $500,000 in value if you try to come in and farm manager mode. It don't really allow you for much buying after that, but it's really not a negative. It's kind of a solo playing map anyway, and you can join these fields and stuff. I have joined these three. I also added these three to these two. Came all the way down after I sold the animal placement and combined all this into one. So I had some pretty major fields in my playthrough, but you've also got this area out here that you can go to. But it's not really about, it's not really like a map of starting off small like I like to do, then go big. I want to hit as low as you possibly can get, and then hit the big combines and all that. But with this one here, you just really don't want to. This map just screams old and old iron, and can't wait for the modders to turn loose the mods so we can start playing with some vintage stuff. So your starting items in the game is the less ones. This used to be a John Deere tractor. I think it was a 6R, and that's my fault too. He knows that I like old iron, and this map kind of promotes it. So this has been replaced with a lot of the older stuff. As you can see, he has some of the new updates in this map is the custom cow placement. These two hasn't been done yet. And free range chickens. I mean, how cool is that? And you literally will be dodging chickens unless you just want to run them over. But if you're into realism, I spent my testing time dodging chickens everywhere. But it was all working. This was all working, and it was a lot of fun. He's also put in the upgraded silos that he has submitted to modhub.us. If you play a different map and you just like these silos that you see, you can't download them. He's changed out the silage bunker. As it doesn't have the little small rails and stuff that you normally get with your silage bunkers. And like I said, the no surfboard house. And for those that's unfamiliar with the map, I'll get up in there and show you just a little bit. Those that is familiar with the map, just skip, I guess, or stick around and hang out with everybody. So this was the old barn before. Now this is where you purchase the chickens, pick up your eggs. As you can see feeders kind of stationed around the area. You don't actually use those, you use this feeding right here. Over here, this is where you put in the straw, you get your liquid and your solid waste for your cattle. And this is where you purchase. This has all been done really nicely. You open up the gate and it comes out and it fits flush with the fence. So it's really nice and clean. The fence is solid for those into realism. This is where you feed your cattle, and this is where you get your milk. And he does this a lot, where oftentimes the milk places off from the actual part of the cows. In Jones Dairy Farm, it's a massive barn with a lot of cows being milked and a great big tanker in there, and it's pretty cool. But like I said, this kind of promotes, you know, you can tell by looking at it, it just screams take me back in time. And usually one of the first things I do is, if you don't like all the bushes, for me, as I announced, it's not that it really bothers me. I'll show you from inside the vehicle. So, I mean, it's okay. A lot of people likes them. Some people want to remove. It's nothing that paint can't remove. And whenever all the bugs get out and they finally release the 1.3 patch, when Giants releases that, when you paint, you'll be able to get grass whenever you paint. So for me, I'm claustrophobic. So I mean, just literally standing here is, and I didn't used to be like that, which is kind of weird. But now it's kind of a funny weird, as long as I am able to kind of get out of it. So this much right here actually helps me a lot. But it's just one of those things. I didn't used to be scared of heights either, but now I am. And like I said, everything about this map just screams, and don't hit those barrels, because I promise you they will take off. I've took out his sign and his barrels. But it just kind of screams, you know, take me back in time with the glass lamps. And this right here, if you are in any kind of modding groups that has to do with kind of back in time stuff, your vintage old iron, you're gonna know Victor. He actually did a post where there's a Ford dealership, I think it was at a gas station, and it had the gas pumps and the old cars and stuff. I mean, this is just a beautiful addition to this map, and the old glow gas pumps, and his attention to detail is just insane. I mean, it's very high quality stuff. And then, like I said, all over this map, you're going to see old vintage, and all your sell points is right here. This literally is everything pretty much on the map. You do have a few other areas, but not too many. Like right here is pretty much your sale of all your grains. Here's your roots, and never heard anybody complain. Your barn is where you sell your loose stuff, and you can sell some of it at the railway and stuff. But there's your barn right there. Also been added is missions, and I have done them, test them. They have all been working really well. They don't really pay that much, but I mean, everything about this map, just get into it for the history and the upcoming mods and stuff. Some of the ones I can show you now that, I mean, I don't know how close these will be to be released, or if they'll stay private at all, but these has already been released on modhub.us. I've been using them, and to me, from here all the way down here is pretty much the same tractor. It's just a slight touch difference, and electric start really doesn't really mean much to me. Most time I run where you got to start anyway. Right now I'm not, because it's just kind of promoting version 2. But I generally just go with this one. It has a slight bit more horsepower. I'm getting to play around with. This is Scooter's Workshop's one of his deals. And I got one more that he's supposed to replace some of my mods that is from him, because I had to delete my mods folder. And so I'm replacing back a lot of stuff. Plus, like I said, me and Scooter's going to do a little special together if everything goes alright. But I'll let you kind of look. I mean, this tractor right here just belongs on this map. And this is one of the first versions, so a lot of stuff is missing on it and stuff. It still was being tested. But he does have a new upgraded version. And I'm telling you, you can hear the sound of that. It just, when you get in this, who cares how long it takes to do a field? Seriously. You're not concentrating on 200,000 liter trailers and all that, which is fine. I use them as well on big maps. When I'm doing big maps, I want to get done quick. But I mean, everything about this map, like I said, just screams take me back in time. You're going to hear another little environmental sound here soon. And that's just cool. Along the sound stuff, I can't get enough. The terrain is not actually a train on this tracks, but when you come close, I started for the train first time I did it. You got a sell point here, and some more visuals, and up here on top is the sawmill, and this is where you sell your wood and your wood chips on this other side. So anyway, I'm fixing to actually play some, and I'm going to show that all this stuff is working. But that's kind of a brief tour of what's going on, and just to recap the stuff that has been added to version 2 is added poplar to the map, custom cows and free range chicken, old lights has been added, old gas station pumps, and like I said, he's working with 1.3, so the ability to paint grass and be able to have to grow. If you're running a Steam version, like I said, you might have to wait a little tick. Also, like I said, another one is the hired workers. I know in the previous version there was an issue with the workers not wanting to work here at all, but would work at the other end. They would leave some here and over here, but this was because of the trees. So usually whenever I play this map, first I do is cut down all these trees, or I paint and get rid of, while I'm getting rid of all this stuff here, and paint it back far enough that the workers wouldn't have no issue. That has been resolved. So if you're having issues with it, I don't know what it be, because me and his dad, and I think one more, I think he's doing some testing, I'm not having any issues at all with in-game hired workers. And I did use course play and didn't have no issues with it. So, well, I didn't have no problem with course play at all. But the like I said, the in-game hired workers, I stopped having issues with it after he got all that fixed. So, and here is his new silo. But I'll get something fixed up, and we will check to make sure all this stuff is working. But I already know it is because I've done tested it once, but I'll just do it here for the purpose of this version 2 release. Alright, we are back, everybody, for part 2 of this Old Family Farm version 2. And I got the little chickens bought. As you can see, they're free roaming. Enjoy driving around the farm. If you like realism, if you don't care about realism, well, I guess just drive on through. Not a lot more to show. I am going to show, though, that everything is working, as I stated just a second. As you can see, like I said, that used to leave some on this ends right here, and is not. Down there where the trees is, there still is, but it's because of the trees. It's no different than we have to do in everyday life or anything else where we have to trim our trees, cut down trees. So, you know, a little bit on the end of the field, just do the field yourself, or hire the worker and clean up the ends, or you can use course play. Any of those works lovely. Here is your, like I said, your milk area. I'll bring up the F1 so you can see. It says start filling. And as you can see, there's 572 in my milk container now. Let's go over here to the other side. I didn't have no trouble getting them water again as usual, or straw. Here's your slurry. It says start filling. 573. So that works. Here's your solid waste. since I get it turned on right. Oh yeah, unfold. I always get that wrong. Alright, now I got it. Yeah. So you can see there's no trouble getting this. I just use this mod. I like silage cutter a lot. I use it a lot whenever I'm doing usually big fields and stuff, though. Not this farm. On this farm I prefer not to do anything of the such. I prefer it all to be Scooters Workshop mods, or mods that I can find on Mod Hub that resembles the old time. Oh buddy, you're in the wrong spot. Like I said, as you can see the eggs is coming out like they should. You don't have to worry about fastening seat belts on this thing because it ain't going nowhere. You can just take your time and listen to the sound of the tractor or dodge chickens, whatever you want to do. So yeah, I mean, everything's working really good on the map. For those that really likes the old look and the old mods, kind of slow as you go, this is absolutely the map for you. I know it is, because this is my favorite solo map there is. So I love the big maps, Western Australia, American Outback, but sometimes you just gotta kind of just sit back and relax. And in the days of auto loaders and stressing over getting your field in, just take your time, enjoy the sounds of the map, nature, the tractors. And if you want to see any more, then just come on over to my channel. I will be following them a great deal. GnG modding is fantastic, Scooter's fantastic. They've all been like family to me. Like I said, just come over to the channel. You'll see upcoming patches and releases and new maps. And the wonderful thing about the new maps is, and some of this stuff, like I said, he is watching our videos and watching the comments and stuff and listening to Facebook and stuff. So if you make a comment, something that you would like to see in the game, or I have a question, don't wait till the map comes out and say you wish it was this way. Just come on over and comment. He's a fantastic guy, and we'll see what we can build as a community of gamers. Because I mean, that's what this channel is all about, is making community gamers and help lift the modders and everything they do for us. So yep, like, share, comment, subscribe. I upload a lot of videos. If it gets too many posts on your phone or something, just turn off the notifications. Take care, everybody. Have fun.